Everyone in the entire world collects Pokemon cards. This is a fact, but you know what's funny about me saying that is that no one in the entire world actually plays the trading card game. This is also a fact. Pokémon TCG has a long history. This means the game is very solid and fleshed out, but it also means, like its two other rivals, it's a game that is very tricky to get into and start playing. I've noticed that with a lot of people, the conversation tends to start with, "Oh yeah, I used to play that game on the Game Boy a lot as a kid," and then it ends with, "Who is Iono and why did I just lose?" Don't get it confused. The Pokémon TCG of the 90s and the Pokémon TCG that we have now are two different games. They may look the same, and they may share similar mechanics, but don't be fooled. I will admit though, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a much different experience. It's a much slower game, you're not interrupting your opponent in the middle of their turn, and games tend to last more than 5 turns. It requires a lot more setup and a lot less interaction is done immediately. Rather, a player will go about their turn and put their opponent in a scenario that must figure a way out of, like a puzzle. I'm not saying one style is better than the other. I praised Yu-Gi-Oh! In my Game of the Year video for this exact fast-paced nature that I'm describing. It all comes down to preference really, but I have learned to love the more contemplative nature of the Pokemon TCG in the year I've been playing it. That and a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck costs over $1,000 now. Pokemon TCG Pocket strives to lower the bar for entry considerably. To do this, they made a couple changes to the actual game of Pokemon. The grand major change is how this game handles energy. In the main game, you would just throw energy cards into your 60 card deck. In this game, you could just attach an energy every turn for free. This game definitely uses the fact that it's a mobile video game to its advantage. Seeing that games like Hearthstone don't need a paper counterpart to compare them to, it allows this game to go a lot more unique with how it goes about card design and mechanical game design. None of the cards featured in this game are cards that you could attain in real life, and on top of that, no cards from real life packs made it into the game. There is no defined metagame that has been building for years, and in fact, cards in this game are much lower in power than they are in the base game. In the actual TCG, you'll quickly learn that 80% of the cards you open in a pack are complete garbage. If a Pokemon doesn't have an EX or V or some variant of that, then odds are it's basically worthless. In here, it helps that there's only a handful of EX cards, and they aren't so much more powerful than a regular guy. That, and they still give 2 points for 1 knockout, which is far more dangerous in a game where you only have to KO 3 guys to win. It's not over monetized, and it even scratches that collector's itch of cracking packs to get rare cards. If you've ever been curious about the Pokemon TCG, but been put off by how complex it can be, I'm saying right now that this is the perfect time to check out Pocket. As far as personal preference goes, I think I like the actual TCG more, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this with people that I wouldn't normally get the chance to play with in the actual TCG. Also when I'm bored in a car ride. This video is brought to you by Nightmares Unleashed. I did some stuff for them. Nightmares Unleashed is a horror-themed audio drama. It's an anthology series where each episode is penned by a different creator in our wonderful community. Last time we talked about my episode Walk Into the Ashes, but I also got to help out my friend Helios and Furnace with his episode, The Abandoned Hospital. After a parasite gets loose in a hospital, it causes a young girl by the name of Christina to mutate into a horrific beast. It's up to her brother and her father to take her down and put an end to the madness.
When they got to the scene, however, the only thing they saw for themselves was the entire hospital in ruins.
Good God. Did the monster do this?
Looks like it, Dad. Even still, there are innocent people in there that need our help.
Before Nathaniel could leave to investigate the damage done to the hospital and what caused the damage, Marvin soon stops him.
Ensign!
Yeah, Dad?
Marvin handed him a spare gun and had Nathaniel grip it firmly.
Be careful in there.
You do, Dad.
The two of them separated afterwards, Marvin looking about the hospital to see if the patients and the staff were safe and sound, whereas Nathaniel ventured deeper into the ruins of the hospital. As he wandered into the ruins, Nathaniel couldn't help but observe the hallways were starting to become more and more cavernous the deeper he got. On his way to the source of the problem, Nathaniel soon found himself passing by Christina's room, to which he decided to enter, hoping to find his sister still okay in spite of all that's happened.
I was not only a script editor on this one, but an actual editor. It would mean a lot to Helios and I if you checked out our episode and told us what you think. See you on the next one, whatever that may be.